Nashville, Music City, is one of the most fun and fast-growing destinations in America, a place where live country music pours out of every honky-tonk from morning until the early hours. Before you book anything, here is everything you actually need to know, covering getting around, the best areas to stay, safety, real costs, the best time to visit, and the mistakes first-timers keep making. From the neon of Lower Broadway and the hallowed stage of the Ryman to the Grand Ole Opry, the hot chicken, and the rooftop bars, Nashville packs an incredible amount into a walkable core. Save this video before you start booking flights, because we are answering the questions people actually search before they land in Nashville. Let us start with getting around, because the good news is that Nashville's tourist heart is compact. And once you are downtown, you can walk to most of the action. Nearly everyone flies into Nashville International Airport, known by its code BNA, which sits just 8 miles east of downtown, a quick 15 to 20-minute drive in normal traffic. The cheapest way into the city is the WeGo public bus, Route 18, which runs from the airport to downtown for just $2. A great option for budget travelers. Most visitors, though, grab a rideshare or a taxi, and note that Uber and Lyft pickups at the airport are in the parking garage, not at the arrivals curb. Taxis run a flat rate of around $30 to the downtown core, while a rideshare is often a bit cheaper, though prices surge during big events and late nights. Once downtown, the Lower Broadway Strip, the honky-tonks, the Ryman, and the Country Music Hall of Fame are all within an easy walk of each other and most downtown hotels. The nearby Gulch neighborhood is also very walkable and connects to downtown. So if you base yourself in either, you can leave the driving to others. That said, Nashville's coolest neighborhoods, like East Nashville, Germantown, and 12 South, are spread out, so you will want a rideshare or a car to hop between them. Here is a key money-saving tip. If you are staying downtown or in the Gulch, do not rent a car, because most downtown hotels now charge a steep $45 to $60 a night just for valet parking. Rideshare apps are plentiful and are the easiest way to move around at night, especially after a few drinks on Broadway. So plan to lean on them rather than driving yourself. If you do want a car for day trips out of the city, consider renting it only for those specific days rather than paying to park an idle car downtown all week. You will also see the famous party bikes and pedal taverns rolling down Broadway. A fun, rowdy way to bar hop, though they are an activity more than real transportation. For short hops around downtown, the city also has bike share and electric scooters, a cheap and breezy way to cover a few blocks between the river and Music Row. The simple takeaway is to base yourself downtown, or in the Gulch, walk the central sites, and use rideshare for everything else, skipping the pricey downtown parking entirely. Now, the single most important decision of your trip: where to stay. Because in Nashville, your neighborhood sets the whole vibe, from non-stop nightlife to quiet, foodie charm. For most first-time visitors, staying downtown or in the adjacent SoBro district is the classic choice, putting you steps from Broadway, the honky-tonks, and the top attractions. The trade-off downtown is noise and price, since Broadway roars until the early hours. So if you want to be in the middle of the action, embrace it, but pack earplugs. SoBro, the district just south of Broadway, is a slightly calmer downtown pocket right by the Country Music Hall of Fame and the Convention Center, blending central access with a quieter feel. The Gulch is the upscale, modern alternative. A sleek, very walkable neighborhood of stylish hotels, great restaurants, and rooftop bars, just a short stroll or ride from Broadway. The Gulch feels safer and calmer than the Broadway Strip while keeping you close to the action, making it a favorite for couples and travelers who want a bit more polish. Germantown, Nashville's oldest neighborhood just north of downtown, is the pick for food lovers, with historic brick streets and one of the best restaurant scenes in the city. Midtown and Music Row, near Vanderbilt University, offer a lively, younger scene with bars and easy access to downtown, plus the heart of the recording industry. For a hip, local experience, East Nashville across the river is full of indie bars, vintage shops, and creative energy, though you will rely on rideshare to reach downtown. 12 South is a charming, walkable strip of boutiques and cafes, popular for its laid-back vibe and photo spots. A lovely base if you want a quieter, trendy neighborhood. For most travelers, the sweet spot is downtown or the Gulch, letting you walk to the music and nightlife while keeping a rideshare handy for the outer neighborhoods. Prices spike dramatically around big events like CMA Fest and New Year's Eve, so if you are visiting then, book far in advance and expect premium rates. And as always, read reviews about the specific block, because a great location and a loud, rowdy one can sit just a street apart in the busy downtown core. Now let us talk safety honestly, because Nashville is a very popular destination that is safe for tourists in the areas they actually visit with a few sensible precautions. The main tourist zones, Lower Broadway, the Gulch, downtown, and upscale areas are busy, well lit, and have a heavy police presence, especially at night on the Broadway Strip. The realistic risk downtown is not violent crime. It is pickpocketing and petty theft, since the packed honky-tonks and crowds are a magnet for thieves targeting distracted tourists. So keep your wallet and phone secure, use a zipped bag, and stay aware in the crush of Broadway, particularly late at night among the rowdy party crowds. Speaking of rowdy, Broadway is a huge bachelor and bachelorette party scene, so expect heavy drinking and boisterous behavior, which is more about noise than any real danger. One genuine and underrated risk is pedestrian safety, because Broadway sees heavy foot traffic mixed with distracted drivers, ride shares stopping suddenly, and pedal taverns, so cross carefully. The neighborhoods to simply avoid are well outside the tourist areas, in parts of North and South Nashville, which have higher crime and no attractions drawing visitors anyway. In other words, if you stick to the downtown core, the Gulch, and the popular neighborhoods, you are very unlikely to encounter any trouble at all. At night, use rideshare rather than walking long distances through quiet or unfamiliar areas, a small cost that keeps you safe and saves your feet after a long day. If you are exploring solo, stick to the busy, well-lit strips and let your hotel know your plans. Simple habits that keep a night out on Broadway worry-free. If you drink on Broadway, pace yourself and keep an eye on your group, since the biggest issues visitors face usually stem from overdoing it rather than crime. Use normal big city street smarts. Do not flash cash or leave a phone on a bar top, and trust your instincts if a situation or a block feels off. Handled with that everyday awareness, the vast majority of Nashville's millions of annual visitors have a completely safe and unforgettable time in Music City. Bottom line, stay in the tourist areas, guard your pockets in the crowds, watch the traffic, and drink responsibly. And Nashville is a friendly, welcoming city. Let us talk money, because Nashville has gotten noticeably more expensive as its popularity has exploded, though smart choices can still keep a trip reasonable. Hotels are the biggest expense, with a mid-range downtown room often running $250 to $400 a night, and even more during the busy season. Around huge events like CMA Fest in June or New Year's Eve, downtown room rates can soar well past $800, so timing matters enormously for your budget. You can save by staying just outside the immediate downtown core, in areas like Midtown or across the river, where comfortable hotels run noticeably cheaper. Remember the sneaky parking cost, since most downtown hotels charge $45 to $60 a night for valet, another strong reason to skip the rental car. Food covers a wide range, from a cheap and legendary hot chicken plate for under $15 to upscale dining that easily tops $50 a person with drinks. The honky-tonks on Broadway are a bargain in one sense, since most have no cover charge, so you can wander in and out of live music for free all day. But those drinks add up fast, and there is an important local custom: you are expected to tip the band, usually by dropping a few dollars in the tip jar or bucket. Activities like the Grand Ole Opry, the Country Music Hall of Fame, and a pedal tavern each run real money. So budget for the specific experiences you care about most. Budget separately for ticketed shows, since a Grand Ole Opry seat or a headline concert at the Ryman can run anywhere from $40 to well over $100 each. For a rough estimate, a comfortable mid-range traveler should budget around $250 to $450 a day per person, including a hotel, meals, and activities. Budget travelers staying outside downtown, enjoying the free honky-tonk music, and eating hot chicken can bring that down toward $150 a day. And remember, standard American tipping of 18 to 20% at restaurants and bars, plus those band tips. So pad your nightly budget for all the gratuities. Now for the timing question, which matters a lot in Nashville, because the weather and the event calendar dramatically change the experience and the price. The best times to visit are the shoulder seasons, spring in April and May, and fall in September and October, when the weather is at its most pleasant. Those months bring comfortable temperatures in the 60s and 70s, lovely for walking Broadway and enjoying the many outdoor patios and rooftop bars. Summer, from June through August, is peak season for music and events, but it is genuinely hot and humid, with sticky afternoons that can wear you down. The huge draw in early summer is CMA Fest, one of the biggest country music festivals in the world, which takes over downtown in early June with massive crowds. If you come for CMA Fest, book everything far in advance and expect the highest prices of the year, but you will get an unmatched, wall-to-wall music experience. Nashville also throws a huge New Year's Eve bash downtown with its famous Music Note drop, a spectacular but very crowded and pricey time to be in the city. Winter, from December through February, is the low season with cool but mild weather, the smallest crowds, and the best hotel bargains, plus festive holiday lights. A winter visit lets you enjoy the honky-tonks and museums without the summer crush, though it can get chilly, so pack layers and a warm jacket. Nashville's calendar is packed with music events year-round, from CMA Fest to the CMA Awards in the fall, so it is worth checking what is on when you plan. Keep in mind that weekends, especially in warm months, bring huge bachelorette and party crowds to Broadway, so a midweek visit is quieter and often cheaper. A practical takeaway is to aim for spring or fall for the best mix of great weather, big music, and manageable crowds and prices. So target the shoulder seasons if you can. Come in early June for CMA Fest energy, and consider winter or midweek for the best deals and thinner crowds. Now the fun part, the sights, because Nashville delivers a dense, walkable core of live music, history, and southern fun unlike anywhere else in America. The heart of it all is Lower Broadway, the neon-lit strip of honky-tonks where live bands play free music from late morning until the early hours, so bar hop and soak it in. The most sacred spot is the Ryman Auditorium, the mother church of country music and the original home of the Grand Ole Opry, a must-tour and a magical place to catch a show. The Grand Ole Opry itself now performs at its own hall a bit outside downtown, and seeing a live Opry show with its mix of legends and rising stars is a bucket list experience. The Country Music Hall of Fame and Museum is the essential deep dive, packed with artifacts from Hank Williams' Cadillac to costumes from today's biggest stars. Music lovers should also tour historic RCA Studio B on Music Row, where Elvis and countless legends recorded, and visit the fun Johnny Cash Museum downtown. For a surprising change of pace, visit the Parthenon, a full-scale replica of the ancient Greek temple set in Centennial Park, a genuinely unexpected Nashville landmark. Riding a pedal tavern or party bike down Broadway is a quintessential rowdy Nashville activity, especially fun with a group, combining music, drinks, and sightseeing. Many of the honky-tonks are owned by country stars, from Blake Shelton's Ole Red to the towering multi-story bars of Jason Aldean and Luke Bryan, each a spectacle in its own right. Do not miss the rooftop bar scene, where spots overlooking Broadway serve up skyline views, live music, and southern cocktails, perfect at sunset. For a break from the music, stroll the pedestrian bridge over the Cumberland River for the best skyline photo, or relax in the green spaces of Centennial Park. Football and hockey fans can catch the Titans and the Predators, whose downtown Bridgestone Arena sits right on Broadway in the thick of the action. The beauty of Nashville is that so much of this sits within a walkable downtown, so even a long weekend can be packed with music, history, and fun. One of the joys of visiting Nashville is how many great day trips sit within easy reach, letting you swap the neon of Broadway for small-town charm and rolling countryside. The easiest and most popular is Franklin, a beautifully preserved historic town about 30 minutes south, with a charming main street, boutiques, and Civil War history. Nearby Leiper's Fork is a tiny, artsy village in the hills that feels a world away, with galleries, live music, and a laid-back rural Tennessee vibe. Whiskey lovers can make the pilgrimage to Lynchburg, home of the Jack Daniel's Distillery, for a tour of the world-famous operation about 90 minutes southeast. Closer to town, the elegant Belle Meade Historic Site and Winery offers a look at Nashville's grand plantation-era past alongside tastings and beautiful grounds. Nature lovers can escape to Radnor Lake State Park, just south of the city, a peaceful preserve with easy trails and wildlife, or head to the waterfalls of nearby state parks. Closer in, Cheekwood, a grand estate with sprawling botanical gardens and an art museum, makes a lovely half-day escape from the downtown buzz. For more music history, the town of Bristol on the Tennessee-Virginia line is considered the birthplace of country music, though it is a longer drive worth planning ahead. The scenic Natchez Trace Parkway begins near Nashville and offers a gorgeous drive past the famous Double Arch Bridge, ideal for a leisurely half-day outing. Most of these trips are an easy drive, so this is one case where renting a car for a day, rather than the whole trip, makes real sense. A great strategy is to spend most of your time soaking up Nashville itself, then add one-day trip to see the softer, small-town side of Tennessee. Even a half-day in Franklin or along the Natchez Trace gives you a completely different, quieter view of the region beyond the Broadway crowds. So build at least one excursion into your plans, because the countryside and towns around Nashville are a lovely counterpoint to the city's non-stop energy. Let us talk about food and culture, because Nashville's food scene is a huge part of the fun, anchored by some iconic Southern dishes you absolutely have to try. The signature dish is Nashville hot chicken, fried chicken coated in a fiery cayenne-spiced crust. And trying it at a spot like Hattie B's or Prince's is essential. Just be warned that hot chicken heat levels are no joke. So start milder than you think you can handle, because the hottest tiers are genuinely brutal. Beyond hot chicken, seek out a classic meat and three. The Southern cafeteria-style meal where you pick a meat and three home-style vegetable sides. Do not miss the biscuits, the barbecue, and the fluffy hot chicken and waffles. And save room for a Goo Goo Cluster, the beloved local candy invented right here. The city also has a booming craft cocktail and rooftop bar scene, plus plenty of great coffee and brunch spots in neighborhoods like the Gulch and East Nashville. For a more intimate music experience, book well ahead for the legendary Bluebird Cafe, where songwriters perform their hits in a tiny hushed room a world away from Broadway. On honky-tonk etiquette, the single most important rule is to tip the band, since these musicians play for tips, so drop a few dollars in the bucket when they pass it. Standard American tipping applies everywhere else too, so plan 18 to 20% at restaurants and bars on top of those band tips. Nashville is famously friendly, with genuine Southern hospitality, so a little politeness and a smile go a long way with locals who are proud of their city. Dress is casual and fun, and you will see plenty of cowboy boots and hats, so feel free to lean into the Western look, though normal clothes are perfectly fine too. Be aware that Broadway is bachelor and bachelorette party central, a big, boisterous part of the scene that is either great fun or something to plan around. Embrace the local flavor, tip the band, eat some hot chicken, and pull on a pair of boots, and you will feel the real, welcoming spirit of Music City. Before we wrap up, let us cover the common mistakes first-time visitors make, because avoiding these few pitfalls will make your Nashville trip far smoother and more enjoyable. The biggest mistake is spending your entire trip on Lower Broadway, missing the fantastic food and character of neighborhoods like East Nashville, Germantown, and 12 South. A close second is forgetting to tip the honky-tonk bands, which is a real breach of local custom, so always drop a few dollars in the bucket for the musicians. Many visitors rent a car and then pay a fortune to valet it downtown, when they would be far better off skipping the rental and using rideshare instead. Do not underestimate the summer heat and humidity, which can be draining, so if you visit then hydrate, plan indoor breaks, and pace your Broadway days. A costly timing error is accidentally booking during CMA Fest without realizing it, then facing packed crowds and sky-high prices, so check the event calendar first. Another common miss is not booking the Grand Ole Opry or a Ryman show in advance, then finding your dates sold out. So lock in those tickets early. Watch your step, literally, because Broadway's mix of foot traffic, ride shares, and pedal taverns makes crossing the street genuinely hazardous, so stay alert. Guard against pickpockets in the packed honky-tonks by keeping valuables zipped and secure, since crowds and distraction are exactly what thieves count on. Do not overschedule, because Nashville rewards a slower pace, so leave time to simply wander Broadway, catch unexpected live music, and soak up the atmosphere. Skipping a day trip is a missed opportunity, since charming towns like Franklin and the Tennessee countryside are a short, worthwhile drive away. And do not overdo the drinking early, since Broadway is a marathon, not a sprint. So pace yourself to enjoy the music and the city into the night. Avoid these handful of mistakes. Tip the band, ditch the car, explore beyond Broadway, and pace yourself, and you will experience Nashville the way it deserves. Get those basics right, and Nashville will reward you with world-class music, incredible food, and that unmistakable foot-stomping Music City energy. So who is Nashville really best for? The answer is a wide range of travelers, because few cities blend live music, great food, and southern fun quite like Music City. It is a paradise for music lovers. From the free honky-tonks and the Ryman to the Grand Ole Opry and the Country Music Hall of Fame, a non-stop soundtrack of live country. It is a dream for food and drink fans, with iconic hot chicken, southern comfort food, craft cocktails, and one of the best rooftop bar scenes anywhere. It is famously the capital of the bachelor and bachelorette party, so groups celebrating a big occasion will find endless energy and fun on Broadway. Families and older travelers do well too, with the Opry, the museums, the Parthenon, and easy day trips offering plenty beyond the late-night party scene. Whoever you are, come with comfortable shoes, an open mind, and an appetite, and Nashville will give you one of the most fun and welcoming trips in America. That is everything you need to know before visiting Nashville in 2026, from choosing the right neighborhood to timing your trip around the heat and the big festivals. Which part of the trip are you most excited for? The honky-tonks, the Grand Ole Opry, or the hot chicken? Tell us in the comments below. If this guide helped you plan your trip, please like and subscribe for more honest, in-depth travel guides from our small channel. Thank you for watching, and aloha from Kahana Designs. Until next time, safe travels and sweet dreams.